I played basically only 8 hands. I won all 8 hands. Started with 5,
Yeah,
15.
that's me blabbing about a lucky string of events. That was video number 1. The same topic. I'm gonna give you another example. For me, it's fascinating that those things happen, and somehow I notice it happened to me too often. That's why I'm talking about this, asking, does anybody experience things like that in life? It doesn't have anything with gambling, but in any part of your life. Previous video was too long, 17 minutes and too slow, but I was just talking and trying to emphasize that all those pieces that happened that day that led me to that moment to have some kind of little win, how they're connected. Here's the story number 2. Again, it's Friday. I'm leaving work. It's 4:30, driving down to Venetian. I called and I asked the guy who answered in the poker room. I said, hey, can you put me on a 1-2 list? He goes, yep, no problem. So it takes about 30 minutes driving down to Venetian. I parked, went down, go to the desk to register because I said, hey, I called, I'm on a list. He goes, yep, I have a seat for you. Oh, great. So I go sit down. The chip runner comes at 200. I gave him 200. He brings chips. I'm plugging my phone, giving dealer my player's card, to slide me. I get the first hand, Queen 3 offsuit. I toss that away. Now my chips actually came, so I, arranging stuff, and I start looking around. Everybody has a big stack. Who said, oh, this is juicy game. Maybe I should buy for full 300. There's a guy with seat 1, like, I'm in the middle, seat 5. Guy in seat 1 has like 700. Guy next to him, probably 1,500. Asian girl next to him, she has probably over 2,000. At that moment, second hand comes. I pick it up, I look, it's pocket nines. So now I'm looking around and I see $10. The Asian girl goes 35. So first my thing was suspicious. I was suspicious about that $10, where that came from. But they say I missed something, whatever, some raise. The girl goes 35. Pocket nines, first hand. Well, let me see the flop. They all have big stacks. Maybe somebody doubles me up if I get lucky. I call 35. Maybe another caller. 3 or 4 of us in a hand. Flop comes 9, 7, 3. Got lucky. So now, how am I gonna make them to double me up? One of them, probably girl with that raised 35. She must have pocket kings, aces. How do you raise 35 pre-flop? Well, she actually then makes a bet. About 70, 75, somewhere there. She has 2,000. I have 200. Actually, what's left is 165. I'm not just gonna call 70 out of my, that's half of my stack. So I do a little Hollywood act. I go all in. The other guy folds. She calls. She has a flush draw. I have set of nines. Flush comes on a turn immediately. I still have 10 outs to make a full house of quads. Nope, didn't come out. So I lose 200. So I start looking, put the hand in my pocket to take my money, for a rebuy. At that moment, dealer, ready for next hand. Asian girl goes, okay, straddle. She puts $10. Straddle cannot be $10. It's 1-2 game. So I look. It's 2-5 game. So the guy sent me to 2-5 game, or I came on my own to a wrong table. Maybe when he told me table 23, maybe there's some mistake. So I leave my phone like preserving the seat, and I go back and I tell him, hey, I'm at the 2-5 table. I called for 1-2. He goes, yeah, I know, that was open seat. But I said, I almost said you owe me 200, you didn't tell me it's a 2-5 game. So he goes, you won one too? I said, yeah. Well, he said, I took you off the list. Well, put me back. He goes like, I'll put you on the top. So he puts me on the top of the list. I waited another 7-8 minutes on the side till the next seat opens. Usually it's much faster. It's like almost immediately. But it was, I know for sure, 7-8 minutes. He tells me, okay, seat 10. So I go, table 10. So I go at table 10. Seat 9 is open next to the dealer. I really hate those dealers elbow you. You're in his way of dealing, and there's a box with where they drop the rake and you hit that with your knee. It hurts like hell. I hate that seat. So I sat down. I again buy for 200, and dealer deals the first hand. I get something 7-4. I toss that away. And I'm looking around, there's in seat 7, guy with a huge stack, probably 1,500, 1,700. And at that moment, he was racking his chips. He's ready to leave. So I decided I'm going to move there. Some people believe in lucky seat. There was a lot of chips, like they're going to keep coming to you. No, I don't believe in that stuff. But I believe that I'm annoyed by sitting next to dealer. So this guy leaves. He packs his chips and leaves. So I go sit. I said, seat change. I go and sit over there. First hand, they gave me some, again, jack deuce something. I tossed that away. Second hand comes, I have ace-3 of diamonds. I really don't play suited cards, even ace-3. I hate that. It's just going to cost you in the long run. Trust me, you lose more than you win chasing those flushes. So, but I'm in a big blind. There's a couple limpers. I think there was 3 or 4 us in the hand. Comes back to me, I just check. So pot was $8. And flop comes ace, ace, ace. 3 aces on a flop. I have quads. At that moment, at the Venetian, there was promotion. Best hand of the hour. So in 60 minutes, every hour, best hand wins $1,000. I said, I got $1,000. I'm never going to win that table $1,000. I got. Now, I have ace-3. And my kicker is 3, so I'm going to need some little luck, because somebody can have a straight flush or aces with a king kicker or jack kicker, and then I don't win that hand. I don't win that prize. But everybody's checking now. Comes to me again. Next card on the turn comes to me. It was 7, I think, on a turn. I check, goes around again, and then I want to tell to the small blind. Small blind was also in a hand. I want to tell him, listen, I need you to call my $2 bet, because there must be $10 in a pot in order to get that prize. Minimum $10 in a pot. And it's not like your both cards have to play. You don't need the pair in your hand. It's just best hand of the hour. So I leaning that to tell him, hey buddy, I need you to call that $2 bet, because I need 10 in a pot, and usually people do that and then give the guy back his $2 because he helped him there. At that moment, he actually decides to make a bet. So he bet something like $10 or something. I look at him, I say, thank you, I call. I even didn't raise, because what can he have? Even if he has a full house right now, he may assume I may have a bigger full house. On a river card, it was some small card, let's say even deuce. It's irrelevant. He checks, I check. I even didn't want to bet because I know he cannot call anything. He shows pocket sixes. I show my ace, quad aces. Floor person comes, records the hand. 45 minutes later, he comes back and brings me 10 black chips, $1,000 prize. Now think about it. Same thing like in my previous video. I called Venetian and I said, put me on 1-2 game. They put me on 2-5 for no reason. It was not my choice. It's just some event that happened, somebody pulling strings from above. Then I have those pocket nines and I flop a 9. And what if I won that hand? What if the board paired on a river and I made full house? I beat that flush. I'm not leaving the table. I'm good there. I'm beating the donkeys, I'm not leaving the table. Well, then because I left the table and I waited for 7-8 minutes, what if the table 13 opened and I go over there? I wouldn't have this hand, these quad aces. Or when I came to the table 10, what if the open seat was seat 2? That's actually my favorite seat, seat 2. I would have moved to seat 7 for no reason. Or what if the guy didn't even leave? He's doing good, he's playing more. And what if the wife didn't call him, said, honey, let's go for dinner? So he decided to play a little longer. Would he get those aces or it? Because they're not going to my seat if I'm not there in seat 7. So again, sequence of events that it was not even my choice. My only choice was to leave 2-5 game, and my choice was actually to move to seat 7. But that's given because I'm never going to sit next to the dealer. So again, profitable $1,000 based on sequence of events that I really didn't influence by anything. So you now tell me, please give me a name for that. That string of events. What's that? Destiny? I don't have a name. But it's happening to me often in different areas of life. Or maybe I'm observing too much things that are happening around me, connecting them, and they're not even connected. Maybe these are all independent events. Maybe it doesn't have anything with that. Still confused. Hope you like this one more than the previous. Good luck to you.